I'm Amy from Clutter Care. I am a professional organizer and Google certified trainer. And today I want to interview Amy Payne, who is also a professional organizer. And she does some awesome things with CRMs. And the questions today are, what is a CRM? How can it help me as a business owner? So Amy's going to get into all of that. But I'd like first for Amy to introduce herself a little bit, give us some background about herself, how she got into professional organizing and CRM implementation.
Yes, thank you, Amy. I have been in the industry for over 14 years. The story of how I got into professional organizing is long, and we'll cover that another day. However, the short story is life was chaotic, and I had to learn how to get organized and manage my household and my family and all of that. And then after I learned how to get organized, I realized I really liked it, and I found out I could get paid to help other people experience that same freedom and peace. So that's my short story. So after I started my organizing business, I started hiring employees, and as my team grew, I needed good systems to manage, again, the chaos of what was happening of scheduling clients and keeping track of communications and all the different things. And so I started finding a CRM. I've switched CRMs a few times. I found out that I love CRMs. I love working with them. And then I realized there were a lot of other professional organizers who didn't have them, or other small business owners who didn't have them. And they were dealing with sticky notes everywhere and losing track of leads and losing money essentially by not having good follow-up systems. So I started consulting with those business owners to help them improve their processes and systems. So that's how I got into it. And then last year, I actually sold my home organizing business and I focus exclusively now on CRM selection and implementation for small business owners.
That's awesome. Amy has helped me as well transfer CRM. So I know she's awesome at it. I want to know, what is a CRM just in general? Can you tell me what that is? People throw the word around it. What is a CRM?
So it's customer relationship management software. The most basic element of a CRM is contact management. So it's like a address book on steroids. A really awesome CRM, which are typically the ones I'm working with, have centralized communication. So as people are reaching out to you, they're going straight into your system. And then it's a systemized way of following up with leads and tracking client projects through to completion. That's the short answer. There's a whole lot of other features and fun things and marketing and all kinds of things that you can do inside CRMs. It's just CRM is a very basic term for what can be very complex.
Cool. So just list 5 to 10 things that a CRM could help business owners with.
Yeah, so task management, project management, consistent communication with your team and with your clients and leads, marketing, lead follow-up, so connecting everybody into your system. I have not been counting.
That's okay.
So
Two more. I don't know if there's others.
automations are huge. So
Mm.
workflows and automations where certain things are firing off in the background while you're sleeping. So like someone downloads a lead magnet and then they get a series of emails, that type of
I
thing.
love it. Cool. So what types of business owners should consider a CRM?
I think every business owner should consider CRM. Some industries have industry specific CRMs that are very helpful, and I wouldn't try to steer someone away. Like insurance companies, a lot of times if you become an agent, they'll give you the CRM. So a lot of industries or businesses are using a CRM, even if they don't call it that or don't realize it's just the software we use at work, but it's actually a CRM. So I typically work with small businesses that are wanting to scale and grow. Because once you've reached the point that you can't remember everything in your head and you can't remember to call that lead back on Thursday when you said you would, or you start hiring team members and you need to track their activity, their communication, and their tasks, that's when you really need to start getting a CRM.
I love it. When should business owners switch from paper to pencil or digital tools into a CRM, which you did answer a little bit, but also what are some questions that they should ask themselves?
Yeah, so I think that it's totally up to the business owner when they make that switch. But to me, when you start feeling frazzled or chaotic, or you start dropping balls or things, people start falling through the cracks, and you realize, oh, I had that one lead, whatever happened to them, that's a clear sign that you need to do something about it. There's a bunch of levels of CRM. Start with pen and paper, and I have forms and I'm writing stuff down and putting it in a file folder, right? That's a version of a CRM. Then you can graduate to digital tools, which you and I know really well. Our TNT program is a basic digital tool that's designed to help you track and manage your business. And then you can start stepping into CRM software. And like I said, there's a bunch of different levels of CRM software, from the basic glorified address book all the way up to all the bells and whistles and the marketing and the ad spends and all. There's so many things that can go with it. Hopefully that
Yeah,
answered the
that's
question.
great. I will say for me at least, it was the follow-ups that got me. I could do the social media and I could reach out to the leads and connect with them and get them on board. And then I would do the project and then I would forget to follow up. Or some of the leads, I would forget to follow up. We had a call and then 2 days later, I needed to follow up with that and see how it's going. So you did mention some of that, whether it's task management or the actual automated emails that go out. For me, the automated emails were the biggest piece because that could happen while I'm sleeping and I didn't have to think about it. So can you just explain a few types of automated email sequences that could go out? I know one of them is appointment reminders. That's a very basic one. But aside from that, what kinds of other automated email sequences can go?
So anytime you're onboarding or you've got a lead coming in, so if they're coming in through a lead magnet, that would be one where you could have autoresponder. Some CRMs do text messaging too, so you could do texting or emailing, either one. And then when they make a purchase of any kind, so if they're buying anything virtually, but especially like a product or a digital product, that's a great one where it can send out automated emails or reminders, ask for feedback, thank you emails, that type of thing. At the beginning of a client project, you can have it automated send a welcome email. Anytime people are purchasing, like sending receipts, that type of stuff, the appointment reminders, document signature, asking them to sign, but then in addition, reminding them if they haven't signed, or if you send an invoice, reminding them that they haven't paid. How many times do you go, oh gosh, that person never paid that invoice and I never followed up with them? So if you have an automated system, and then I love the ones where you finish the project and you have a series that goes out where you're like, thank you so much for doing this project with me. And then, would you mind giving me a review? And then, hey, don't forget we love referrals. And then maybe 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the road, you're sending them other offers, you're checking in, you're being present with them so that you're still top of mind when they're ready to do another project with you.
I love it. All those things that keep them as clients and keep that relationship going without you having to manually send all those emails.
Right. One of the
Yeah.
main reasons that I got my original CRM too was because I hired a team. And my team was very unsure. We don't want to say the wrong thing, or we don't want to mess up your business, was the way they acted about it. And I was like, okay, email templates, consistency, automations where they're not having to think about things. And then all of those communications are captured to where I, as the business owner, knew what was going on. And that totally took me out of where I didn't have to be the hands-on person doing everything in the business anymore, but I shifted to more of a management role. And that's where, to be honest, that's what makes the money difference. If you're the
Mm-hmm.
person doing everything, you're doing all the hands-on work, plus you're doing all the admin, plus you're tracking everything, then you're A, exhausted, and B, you're not making as much money as you could. Where if you hire a team and now they're doing some of the work and they're able to get in the system and track everything, then it really shifts the trajectory.
I like that. That's great. How can business owners find out if they are ready for a CRM or not? Aside from just talking to you, which would be great too. Is there another?
So I actually have a quiz on my website. Is your business ready for a CRM? And so what that quiz does is it goes through the questions of how many team members do you have? What are you currently using for your systems? And it asks a lot of questions. And then in the end, it tells you your readiness. So are you ready for a CRM? And you need to have a conversation with me and talk about what CRM you might need. Or maybe you completely aren't ready and you need to just start with pen and paper and a file folder. Or maybe you need our small business TNT program, which is that midpoint of not quite ready for CRM, but you need some systems in place. So it's a digital system, but it's a more manual system for you. So that quiz should really help a lot. And if you just go to my website, it pops up on the first page. We can put the link at the bottom of this video.
Perfect. We will do. Your business name and website are?
It's Purposeful, Full, so it's two words, Purposeful Tech Solutions.com. So the
Awesome.
business
And
name is Purposeful Tech Solutions.
Great. And can we find you on social media?
You can. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Google My Business, and LinkedIn.
So is there any preparation steps that people are going to need to do before they get a CRM, or they just come to you and all is cool?
I think that they can come to me and we can start from scratch for sure, but definitely some of the things that you need to start thinking about are documenting your processes. So what are you doing right now as far as when you get a new lead through the website or when someone's referred to you? What are your step-by-step responses? And then when you start a new project, what are your step-by-step? When you finish a project, what are your step-by-step? And then if you don't have any of that written out, it just super helps to write it out ahead of time. I obviously have experience running a home services business, so I have suggestions for you, but it's nice if you already know what you're doing first. If you have any kind of email templates, gathering those, storing them in one place, organizing it, starting with a Google Workspace account is always fantastic, which is what my friend Amy Novick helps with. For sure, I refer all my people to her who need to switch from Microsoft 365 over to Google or who just need to get a Google Workspace account set up. So those are key. And then with your contacts, gathering them all to one place. So export them from whatever different places you have them. You might have them on Wix or MailChimp or in your Apple phone contacts or Google contacts, gathering them all, organizing, meaning getting rid of the people that you don't need, making sure that phone numbers and emails are formatted correctly and that type of thing. And that'll help when it comes time to import into whatever system you, even if you were just going to use a spreadsheet, that helps significantly to gather your contacts and get them cleaned up.
So that was a lot of great information. I feel like you gave it all away, but I know you didn't. Because people still have to do it all.
Yeah.
And people like me, right? I'm focused on running my business. So some days I'm just like, Amy, can you take care of all this stuff for me, right? I know you've helped me write out my processes and help me clean up contacts and think through my process. So I really appreciate that. It's very helpful. And you help me think about things that I wouldn't have thought about because you've been through it. So I really appreciate that about you. What is your favorite thing about helping other business owners with their CRMs?
For me, it's when that kind of light bulb goes on and they start to really see the benefit of the work that we've put in getting this system set up. When they go, oh my goodness, I just sent a proposal out by filling out a form and it auto sent it and then the person signed to pay the deposit and I didn't have to touch it. When things like that happen and they're like, oh, wow, that was amazing. That's the kind of joy that it brings me to see them being successful in their business. I want to see business owners who can go further, higher, bigger because they have good systems in place that relieve stress and allow them to just run their business instead of focusing on all the tech.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your expertise. We can find her at purposefultechsolutions.com for CRM help. Smallbusinesstnt.com is our not automated digital system. And then, of course, you can find me for Google Workspace help. We will put all these links in the video below. Thank you again, Amy, for joining us today, and I hope to see you again soon.